Breaking news tonight, more dead dolphins turning up across the Suncoast.
How scientists will determine if their deaths were caused by red tide. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. We begin with that breaking news. More dead dolphins turning up in Suncoast waters, likely the victims of red tide.
ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from Mote Marine Lab with the details of what happened. Rebecca, what can you tell us this evening?
Jacqueline, Scott, well, just when everyone thought the toxic algae was gone from South County, Mote Marine Laboratory confirmed just a few moments ago that a total of 6 dolphins have been recovered in the waters in or near Venice in just the last 24 hours. Here are some photos of the dolphins that the Venice Marine Patrol is picking up right now in North Casey Key. After they securely remove the dolphin from the beach, they will be going to the location of the 6th deceased dolphin that has been reported about a mile away from where they are right now. And take a look at this exclusive video we shot earlier today of the same police officers towing in the 2 that were recovered this morning. Both dolphins were loaded on a Venice police truck and transported to the Mote Marine Laboratory. Scientists say that dolphins will usually migrate away when toxic algae is present, so they will be performing necropsies by the end of next week to determine if in fact it was red tide that killed them.
We will need to confirm. This is an extremely unusual event for us. We get about 15 dolphins a year, so to have 6 in less than 24 hours is not only alarming but just a lot of work and has us all on high alert. Every time that pager goes off, we're wondering if we're going to have another one somewhere.
Mote also tells us that the way the dorsal fins were shaped on the dolphins that have been brought in so far make them believe they are not dolphins that usually live in the waters here on the Suncoast, so they might not have known to swim away from the red tide. Live in Sarasota, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Rebecca, thank you. Those last 2 dolphins that showed up dead today have just been brought ashore, and both again are suspected victims of red tide.
That's right. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us live from the Heigl Park boat ramp in Venice with more on those dolphins. Rick.
Yeah, Jacqueline and Scott, good evening. A very sad scene here. These 2 dolphins were just brought in from Casey Key. One of the dolphins had died or was found and discovered on shore, and the other was discovered and found in the water. And what they are doing right now back here, as you can see, there's an expert from Mote trying to get these dolphins on this truck. And I will actually step behind the camera and give you a little closer look at what is going on here. So let me just pan in a little bit, and there you see one of the dolphins. Just so horrible, so sad here. And I will get in a little closer with the dolphin. And right now what they're trying to do is figure out how to get these dolphins on that truck to be brought to the Mote Marine Lab in Sarasota. And let me pan back out. And it was just brought over by Venice Police here. And you can see one of the dolphins there. There's another one behind that truck. So 2 dolphins total here, and what we're hearing, a total of 6 dolphins, 4 from Venice, 2 from last night, and 2 from this morning. And what they are suspecting is it is a red tide situation, but they're going to do a necropsy to find out exactly if that's what's going on with these dead dolphins. And we'll have a lot more on this throughout the evening, so keep it here. Reporting live from Venice, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Well, many people are reaching out to us here at ABC 7 with health concerns about the red tide as well. Dr. Jennifer Ferguson works for Wyndham Allergy, Asthma and Sinus in Sarasota. She advises everyone to steer clear of the water. She says those toxins are very strong, and when inhaled, they can cause numerous issues such as coughing, sore throat, and scratchy eyes. But it goes much beyond that. If you do go inside of the water, there's also the potential for skin irritation and rashes. The experts will give us a list of ways to protect yourself coming up at 6. And ABC 7 is covering the red tide bloom from every angle. Make sure to log on to mysuncoast.com/redtide to see all of our coverage, including answers to your most frequently asked questions.
Well, Bob Harrigan, of course, keeps a close eye on the Florida Fish and Wildlife reports that detail where that red tide is along the Suncoast, and the news is not all that great tonight. Bob?
Yeah, it just came out about 15 minutes ago or so from the FWC. This is the midweek report. We've been talking about it. It will be on our website at mysuncoast.com as well. But get a look at this map. It really tells the story. Last week at this time, we had no reports of red tide in Manatee County. Now you can see these red dots. Those indicate high concentrations. We're talking 1 million cells per liter. That's the testing of 7 samples in Manatee County along the area beaches. Now, we talked about it yesterday. We had that east wind. Most of the fish have been blown back out in the sea and also picked up, as well as the harmful impacts were carried out to sea. But now with a west wind, people are reporting the effects now up and down area beaches once again, and that's going to be an issue, I think, over the upcoming days. Look at all the red from Manatee County southward to Lee County and even into Collier County now, and there's even one report now up near Pinellas County, and that's getting close to Egmont Key right there. Again, the concentrations are now high in Manatee and Sarasota counties. That represents the plus over 1 million cells per liter, and 7 samples reporting low to high concentrations, but most of those are high in Manatee County with a few low concentrations on the north end of Anna Maria Island, and then 40 samples, that's up from about 15 last week, are showing high concentrations or background concentrations in the Sarasota County. So this isn't over by any stretch. Just a little bit of a break yesterday because of that east wind, and now people are reporting some coughing, sneezing, eyes watering along area beaches, and the winds aren't going to help at all. We're going to see this west wind. We're seeing that right now, and that's really blowing the harmful impacts back on shore. The waves kick up too, and that becomes airborne, the red tide, at least the toxins do, and that's the reason why people are getting a little bit more of that problem along area beaches. Well, more on this wind change coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A follow-up now of Tampa, where the mother accused of drowning her 4-year-old daughter in the Hillsborough River will remain behind bars. The judge granting the state's motion for pretrial detention. The judge ruling there was more than enough evidence to continue to hold Denson without bond. 2 witnesses spoke during today's hearing, which lasted about 3 hours. An arraignment will likely take place sometime in the next couple of weeks. The relatives of Marquise McLaughlin, their attorney, and several local leaders in Tallahassee today to speak out against Florida's Stand Your Ground law. McLaughlin was shot and killed in a dispute over a parking spot outside of a Clearwater convenience store. The Pinellas County Sheriff did not arrest the man who shot McLaughlin, citing Florida's Stand Your Ground law. McLaughlin's girlfriend, who along with her 5-year-old son witnessed the shooting, attended today's rally.
I just want to thank everybody for all the love and support. It's really hard because at the end of the day, my kids are still asking me questions. Where is, their father?
State Attorney's Office is reviewing the case to decide whether charges are warranted. The controversy over McLaughlin's killing and the law has again caused a national uproar and prompted calls to the legislature to review that legislation.
The first day of school is just 5 days away, and the Manatee County School District plans to crack down more than ever this school year on social media threats. School district officials say, fake or not, students who threaten to use weapons on campus will be suspended for up to 10 days and considered for expulsion whether the threat is sent out on social media, in writing, or in person. Even worse, a student could get charged with a second-degree felony and face up to 15 years in prison and a $10,000 fine.
There's no such thing as a bad joke, and this is taken very seriously by the school district, by law enforcement, and there will be a severe consequence.
We spoke to several Manatee County parents earlier this year after the Parkland shooting who said that they were withdrawing their kids and putting them in home or virtual school due to recent threats. Officials say that move did not impact this year's enrollment numbers. In fact, the district will be growing by 4,000 students by next fall with the opening of 3 new schools in 2019.
And for the Manatee County School Board, it was a year of chaos. Now it's election season and 3 seats are up for grabs. Tonight we focus on the race for District 2. ABC 7's Alan Cohn joins us now with a preview of what's coming up tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Scott, as you said, there are 2 candidates battling out for the seat, incumbent Charlie Kennedy and a name well known to school board members and the school district, Alice Kadatz. Charlie Kennedy currently sits on the Manatee County School Board representing District 2. He was elected in 2014. At that time, Kennedy was a teacher in the district. Moving to Bradenton in 2004, he had to leave the classroom to serve on the board. His challenger is Alice Alice Kadatz. Kadatz attended school board meetings for years. She also won a legal battle with the district after a former Manatee High School coach was accused of abusing students, including her daughter.
I think my track record speaks for itself, not just on the issues that I've advocated for, but how I conduct myself on the board and how I conduct myself with the community.
I felt the people of this county really needed a choice.
Both candidates will be at the trapezoid tonight at 7 o'clock to fight for your vote, so tune in. Back to you.
We'll see you tonight at 7. Thank you, Alan. Coming up, why a New York congressman is forced to turn himself in and is now facing federal charges.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus why raising your own chickens could be a health risk. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The Players Center invites you to explore the family dynamic in the classic story of On Golden Pond. The Tony Award-winning play opening August 9th is funny, thoughtful, and brutally honest. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. On Golden Pond is calling you.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to the congressman arrested for insider trading and lying to the FBI. New York Republican Chris Collins accused of tipping off his son with confidential corporate information, avoiding nearly $800,000 in losses. ABC's Emily Rao is in New York with the story.
Congressman Collins is charged with insider trading and lying to the FBI.
Republican Chris Collins now facing federal charges stemming from an email he received while at a White House picnic.
Donald Trump's going to stand up for America.
The congressman from New York, one of candidate Trump's first supporters.
Oh, Chris, right from the beginning, he said Trump is going to win. Trump is going to win. That's why I like him.
Collins sat on the board of a biotech firm testing a drug for multiple sclerosis. Federal prosecutors saying when Collins read that email detailing the drug's failure, he immediately told his son Cameron, knowing he would use it to trade and tip off others.
Congressman Collins cheated our markets and our justice system. He tipped his son to confidential corporate information, and then he lied about it to law enforcement to cover it up.
The indictment creating a tough spot for the president.
The president can't claim not to know the guy. They campaigned together. He spoke at the convention. Even if this has nothing to do with his time associated directly with Donald Trump, this is problematic for President Trump.
And serving up more ammunition for Democrats heading into the midterms.
To their minds, it will all add up to a president who said, I will drain the swamp, actually making the swamp deeper.
House Speaker Paul Ryan has already pulled Collins from the House Energy and Commerce Committee. His attorneys say they expect him to be fully exonerated. Emily Rao, ABC News, New York.
11 months after Hurricane Maria wreaked havoc on Puerto Rico, officials say power has been restored to most of the island's residents. Again, it took nearly a year. The Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority says of the nearly 1.4 million customers who lost power after the storm, only 25 customers remain in the dark. Hurricane Maria resulted in the largest blackout in U.S. history and the second largest in world history.
Seems like just yesterday we were talking about Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Irma.
Right. It's devastating, too. In Miami, when they had Hurricane Andrew move through in '92, it was several months that they had power restored eventually in Miami. Several months. So these major hurricanes can just wipe out the power grid sometimes, and certainly we saw that in Puerto Rico. But we are not looking at anything serious in terms of the tropics right now. But '92 was also an El Nino year. We only saw about 6 named storms. We could see similar conditions this year, not saying that Andrew's going to pop up, but that year was very below average as far as the number of storms go in '92 when Andrew slammed ashore as a Category 5 hurricane. Well, Casey Key webcam. One thing to note on this review is the waves, the wave heights getting a little bit higher there. Not as high as a couple weeks ago, but boy, it's going to get a little bit windier out of the west, and those waves will get a little higher, and that causes that red tide to become airborne. And unfortunately, with the west wind, it blows it right back toward the beaches. So a few morning coastal storms are in the mix now. So we're going to get back to that pattern that's been very persistent this summer. And then it looks as though we'll see mainly inland storms as a result of that west wind. It will dominate our weather right on in through the weekend and beyond now, it looks like. And as far as storms go, we can expect a few scattered storms along the coast in the morning, even up until about noon as that sea breeze really starts to get going. There's a few showers possible west of I-75, but anything after, say, 1 o'clock should be well inland. Now, the Titan radar picture showing the activity, even getting a start already in that westerly component. You can see the storms all kind of blowing off to the east as a result of a westerly wind, the outflow boundary creating some storms out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Also, you'll notice these showers kind of popping up. That's a result of an upper level low. It's a tropical low that's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which is moving right across the southeast Gulf of Mexico right now. And that could be enhancing those storms near Arcadia, which is seeing some pretty big storms now. With a west-southwest wind, most of this will stay east of I-75, but 1 or 2 will sneak through, I think, later on tonight. Heaviest rain, downpours now occurring into central portions of DeSoto County and stretching off into Highlands County. The wind forecast, all important in determining timing of storms. Now we'll see a little bit turn to the east to southeast, but not much. Notice the wind speed's very light there at 5 miles an hour, but then notice all day long pretty much of a west wind, which does indeed favor those inland storms. A few morning showers, we may have to dodge those if you're out boating. You can see that upper low spinning right there, and the dry air is thinning out. It had been very thick across the region for the last couple of days. So the atmosphere will moisten, especially by Saturday and Sunday, so a little bit better chance of seeing some more impactful storms into central Florida. Futurecast showing those storms tonight winding down. As I mentioned, 1 or 2 possible. This is the morning now at 9:30. Notice depicting a few morning showers near Pinellas County. I wouldn't be surprised to see 1 or 2 near Manatee as well. And then by 1 o'clock, 1:30, all of it east of I-75, pushing toward the East Coast. And we'll take a look at Friday. Again, morning showers are possible up until about 1 o'clock, and then the main focus will be to the east. And look at those big storms there. We'll start to see a little bit more action in our interior counties. Well, Debbie is not much of a storm. I wish we had all of our storms out here in the Atlantic dispersing that excessive heat in the tropics, but it's not much to it. It is a tropical storm now. Top winds up to 45 miles an hour, and it's a good, well-behaved storm that it's in the open waters of the Atlantic. and it's moving to the northeast at 15. It will pick up its forward speed over the upcoming 24 to 48 hours as it heads off to the northeast and eventually dissipates in the next 36 hours, really, and becomes a low pressure system in the north central Gulf of Mexico. So we'll keep an eye on the rest of the tropics. All is quiet right now, but we have to keep concern about the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf Loop current has really split off here. Temperatures right around 90 degrees all throughout the western Gulf of Mexico. If a storm were to get into the Gulf and the conditions were favorable in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it would be a devastating storm, I do believe. Heat index has bounced back up to 102. It's 89, the current temperature. Here comes the front that's going to change all of our wind direction. It's going to get all the way down to North Georgia. That cool front will cause some showers there and storms. And out west, unfortunately, high pressure continues to dominate, and that means fire danger remains high out there and excessive heat in places like Las Vegas all the way down to Los Angeles. For boaters, southwest winds turn to the west at 5 to 10 knots. You don't see any east flow there at all. Light chop on the bays and inland waters, the forecast then. Slight chances for showers tomorrow at 20% on Friday, but then it bounces back to more seasonal averages, but it won't be our typical storms. We'll see a majority of those inland pushing toward the east coast. Usually we get into the west coast movement late in the afternoon and evening. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to First Alert traffic. We're seeing the northbound lanes, a lot of traffic on I-75 backed up before the exits to State Road 64. A crash is blocking the exit ramp there, and that is causing some traffic to be slow going all the way south to State Road 70 tonight. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, keeping chickens may be a cool new trend, but raising those birds in the backyard may also pose a serious health risk. That reminder is from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control due to another outbreak of salmonella from backyard chickens. Officials say some of those chickens may be carrying the salmonella bacteria and then may pass it off to their caretakers. The CDC says backyard flocks have resulted in 212 cases of salmonella in 44 states since February, including 11 here in Florida. It's important to read up on caring for poultry before you decide to raise them. Wisdom tooth surgery is painful, but a new study from the University of Michigan has some troubling numbers. People between the ages of 13 and 30 who filled prescriptions for opioids after wisdom tooth surgery had higher odds of continuous opioid use. They showed that first prescription filled after wisdom tooth extraction often led to an increase in opioid prescriptions down the road. Experts hope that oral surgeons pay attention and limit opioid prescriptions after these types of surgeries. Coming up, how a herd of cows helped catch a suspect in Central Florida. And this driver's reason for causing a bizarre car crash. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
I heard about the DeToly Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the DeToly Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the DeToly Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
A unique sight in England. Look at that. That's a Firenado filmed by firefighters tackling a huge blaze at a plastics factory. The towering inferno can be seen reaching up to the sky through billowing black smoke, twisting and flickering in the breeze. That Firenado happened after cool air entered the top of the hot air, causing the swirl similar to how a tornado forms. 10 fire engines from 3 stations responded to tackle that fire. A Nevada Highway Patrol trooper had a very, very close call. The trooper's door was nearly torn off after being struck by a car during a traffic stop. He was okay, but investigators say the trooper was mere seconds from severe injury or possibly death. A reminder here for drivers to always move over when approaching a stopped vehicle.
South and east of you, actually the large group of cows is following her.
Well, you heard that right. People have been herding cattle for centuries, but have you ever heard of cows herding a person? A stolen SUV crashed near a pasture during a chase in Sanford, Florida. Jennifer Kaufman was one of 3 people in that vehicle, and she decided to jump out of the car and then run off. Video from a police helicopter shows a herd of around 16 cattle chasing that woman around the pasture. They eventually cornered her at a fence where officers then arrested her. Well, take a look at this dramatic car accident. It all happened outside a Massachusetts grocery store, and you won't believe how the driver says she managed to land her Honda Pilot on top of 2 parked cars. The 67-year-old is blaming her shoes. She says it's a case of a stuck sandal, claiming that her flip-flop got wedged in between the pedals. Apparently, there's no specific charge for driving with inadequate footwear, so police cited her for negligent operation. Luckily, no one was injured in that incident. I think I've had a shoe get stuck in between those pedals a time or 2 before as well. Still to come on your Suncoast News, as red tide continues to plague Suncoast beaches, tourists are now canceling their trips. Some local hotels tell us how red tide is impacting their business. And a look at the changes students will see next week at Sarasota High School to make their campus safer.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call
800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
or visit SoClean.com today.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value and great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.